Hi there, I'm Roxane Webster.
And I'm Keith Alba. We are the partners at my home team.
That's right. And what is this?
This is the Honest Hour.
Honest Hour. That's right. It's where we give you our takes on things that are related or adjacent to real estate.
Or real estate itself, too, right?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And you're going to hear us talking a lot in the next year about senior related real estate issues and probate, right? We're at a time in our lives where parents, siblings, friends, parents are passing away, or looking at moving into independent living, assisted living, memory care, right? All this stuff is happening to our generation and the generations that are older than us. So we got to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
And this one is titled, So You Are the Personal Representative. Now what? Right? What is a personal representative?
Well, a personal representative is a person or persons that's appointed into a role, become the fiduciary for the estate. Essentially, they are charged with wrapping up all the affairs of the decedent and closing out the assets of that estate, distributing it to the heirs per the will, or if not, if they died without a will, so intestate, then taking it through the court systems and having Colorado law distribute those funds accordingly.
Yeah, yeah. And it's an enormous job.
Massive.
Right? It's an enormous job at just the point where you're in a grief event, right? You've just lost somebody and now you've got all these legalities. I mean, we just think of the type of duties that we have with a personal representative. First of all, you have to inform each and every person with whom which the dead decedent, the person who's passed, anybody that they've had any type of a financial relationship with. They have to be informed. They have to get a copy of a death certificate. They have to open bank accounts so that the estate has a place to put assets. They have to find out who's owed money, how much money, inform them. They got to take care of the physical reality of a maybe vacant house sitting in the middle of winter somewhere in Colorado.
Inventory of all of the assets that are in that property, potential valuation on, the valuable stuff that's a part of it, separating out those valuable pieces from the garbage that, is maybe in the price or things that don't carry the value.
Who was going to get that beautiful pearl necklace? They're fighting about it.
Liquidating some of those assets, right? It may be that that pearl necklace was not addressed and nobody can agree with it. So the best interest of the estate is going to be to sell that. Well, where do you sell it? How do you sell it? How do you sell massive amounts of assets quickly so that you can get the funds to come into the estate and then pay those creditors and debts that are outstanding out there?
Is there still a mortgage on the house? Who's paying the mortgage? Right? Does the estate have the funds to pay the mortgage? Do they have the legal authority to? It's a mess.
It's a lot. It is a lot. I mean, when you start peeling and digging into this stuff, it's jaw-dropping that anybody would volunteer for this type of a role. It's hours and hours of work. And it's got to be detailed, it's got to be documented, and it's a process.
Yeah, yeah. So there's really two ways that somebody becomes a personal representative, right? One way is that they are given the job in somebody's will, right? And the other way is typically if the person didn't create a will, somebody can step up and go volunteer for the job with the courts. And the courts, knowing how much work it is, are saying, you're willing to do this? Fine, have at it, pal. Yeah. So it is usually a matter of, and you don't even need an attorney in Colorado to become the personal representative if you go and volunteer for it. But we'd love to talk with you a little bit about that. We think that depending depending on what the estate is, right? If there are any things, there are plenty of people who pass away without many things of value that need to be handled, or without many debts. But most estates, especially if you've got a house, if you've got the accumulation of a significant lifetime's gathering of things, there are likely to be things of value in anybody's estate. So do you need to speak with an attorney? Do you not need an attorney? Is there a trust, right? We'd love to help have a conversation with you, just to, if nothing else, say, all right, in your case, you absolutely need to speak with an attorney, an estate sale person, a plumber to fix that leak, and a CPA to find out what the tax consequences are to the estate of doing it this way versus that way. Right? What if there's more than one property and one of them is an income property? Are you better off as an estate and as the heirs keeping that thing generating income, or not? We can't answer that. You can't answer that. You need to talk to a tax guy. You need to talk to an attorney, and we can help point you in those directions to make sure that you're making informed, correct decisions and doing this properly.
Right. What we want you to hear is that we're offering to be a resource for you as a personal representative to kind of help, guide you along this path. You're still the one that is the personal representative. You still have all the power and control. What we can do is give you some names of vendors. We can provide you names of attorneys that we've worked with in the past that have done great work. We can, we've got these resources that we've gathered that can be of assistance during your time of need and in navigating these probate waters and the personal representative duties, because
it's going
to be a lot. It's going to be a lot, and trying to figure it out on your own during this time of grief is adding additional stress that honestly is not necessary. This is a service that we're offering free of charge, no obligation. Obviously, if there is property that's involved, we'd love to talk to you about listing it. But again, that's not a requirement of our assistance.
That's right. Well, thank you guys. Hey, make sure you hit the subscribe button.
Right. And hit that bell for notification for when the new information comes out.
Share, or comment. We'd love to hear what you have to say, if this content is of use to you or not. I'm sure it is. Right.
See you next time.